If you're just starting out in Dwarf Fortress, you might find yourself wondering where all the metal is. Sure would be cool to make an iron sword or warhammer, but how do you find iron ore, and what does it look like when you do find it? First, we're going to cover the bad news. In Dwarf Fortress, it's entirely possible to embark in a place with no iron ores at all. However, you can improve your odds first by generating a world with lots and lots of minerals. Once you've created your world, click Start Playing and the game will take you to the Embark screen. Press F to find desirable location and then select Fluxstone Layer, change it to Yes with the arrow keys, and change Shallow Metal to Multiple. Then change Elevation to Medium and Drainage to either Low or High. Please understand that none of these things completely guarantee iron on your map. In fact, while making this very video, I embarked in multiple different locations using these exact instructions and was unable to find iron. Once you have your parameters set, hit enter and the game will perform a search for the areas that fit these parameters and make the ones that match flash green. Press escape and then select an embark point in the green area. Once you've found the right embark for you, it's time to go find the iron. This is a little tricky because unlike other mining games you might be familiar with, Dwarf Fortress doesn't have an ore called iron ore. Instead, in Dwarf Fortress, much like in the real world, there are several different ores that contain iron. In order to find one of these ores, you're going to want to mine down to a sedimentary layer. The sedimentary layer is usually the first layer you reach under the top layers of soil. Here's a list of all the sedimentary stones in Dwarf Fortress, which you can also find over on the always helpful Dwarf Fortress wiki. Once you've located a sedimentary layer, it's time to start an exploratory mine. The most efficient way to search for minerals is in a grid. Mine a single wide passage out from your stairs all the way to the left and all the way to the right of the map, and then intersect that with single wide tunnels reaching from the top of the map to the bottom every 10 spaces or so. It'll take time for your dwarves to mine this pattern, but if you're patient and a little lucky, eventually you should occasionally see announcements at the bottom of your screen saying, "You have struck," and then the name of some gem or mineral. If you miss one of these announcements, don't worry, you can see a list of recent announcements by pressing the A key from the main game screen. To see exactly where the material is located, move the arrow to the item on the announcement list and then press Z. The game will automatically zoom to the place where the material is and place the cursor over that block. You'll get these announcements for both gem and ores. Since our tutorial is focused on finding iron, you're going to want to keep your eyes open for hematite, magnetite, or limonite. These are the three ores that contain iron in the game. Once you've located the ore you want to mine, press D twice to bring up the mining menu. Press A until this option changes to auto mining ore/gems. Use your cursor to draw a box around the stuff that you want to mine, and then press enter. Just like in real life, ores and minerals in Dwarf Fortress occur in veins, and this command will tell your dwarves to follow the vein until it runs out. If this worked, you should end up with a pile of ores to work with. But how do you turn them into actual metal? To start with, you're going to want to build a wood furnace and a smelter. Both of these workshops can be built from the furnace menu, which you can get to by pressing B and then E. Build the wood furnace first, and then build the smelter nearby. To build a wood furnace, you'll need a dwarf with the wood-burning labor, and the smelter requires the furnace operator labor. Once your workshops are built, cue your cursor over the wood furnace, hit A to add a task, and then press C to make charcoal. Once you have charcoal, you may be able to make a special fuel called coke from the ores bituminous coal and lignite at the smelter. If you don't have these ores, don't worry, you can burn every tree on the map and no one will be mad but the elves. If you have either coke or charcoal, you can queue over the smelter, hit A to add new task, and the ores that you have available to smelt will be highlighted white. When you select an available ore, the smelter will turn that ore into metal bars. Now you have iron bars, but you still can't make anything out of them unless you have a metalsmith's forge. Tell your dwarves to build one by pressing B, W, and then F, making sure that you have a dwarf with the weaponsmithing labor enabled. Once your workshop is built, it's finally time to make that iron sword. Queue over the workshop, hit A to add a new task, select iron, and then select Make Iron Short Sword. Your weaponsmith should come to this forge to make your sword. If all else fails, you can always use metal items brought by traders or invaders, and... Wait, now I'm going to have to tell you how to navigate the melt screen, aren't I? I don't have time for that. Just look up Goblinite on the wiki. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you liked it, you can click on that little like button, and you can also subscribe to the channel, where we have lots of other Dwarf Fortress content for you. See you next time!